Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. It is mail call time from Olight, and full disclaimer, Olight sent me this package. And here it is. It's a pretty big box. Well, I shouldn't say big, I should say tall, because the box is kind of rectangular. But before I crack it open, I would like to thank Olight for reaching out and sending this over to me. And of course, I'd like to thank you guys for the constant support, because without you guys, this wouldn't even be possible in the first place. So now, let's crack this open. Let's pull this bad boy out. Wow, this looks nice. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be in this color. This is quite cool. This is the Desert Tan colorway, and they've got some specs on the back of the box, but you know, I won't bore you guys with that yet. Let's talk about this light here that comes in this packaging, and you've got a USB cable as well. Let's take a look at the USB cable. So it's a pretty straightforward USB cable. This is it's a micro USB on one end and a standard USB-A on the other end. Quite cool. So the fact that they actually included a USB cable means that, yeah guys, this is actually USB rechargeable, and that is so cool. My goodness, this is so small. What? Just to emphasize how small the I1R2 is, just look at that. Compare that to a key bar. You know what? I'll do you one better. It's compared to a big XL lighter. And just to be fair, because I know not everyone carries big XL lighters, here it is compared to an average size lighter. This thing is... okay, look, I remember reading somewhere that this is the size of your pinky. Look at that. This is really small. It's so cool. And it's got a keyring attached as well. This is awesome. Let's just put all this aside. Instruction manual. The manual tells you that there's a charging indicator. There's a micro USB port on board as well on the main body or the main chassis, and you turn it on by twisting it, and it ranges between 5 to 150 lumens. 150 lumens? With this? Is that even possible? Oh, check it out guys. It's IPX8 waterproof. Let's talk about this thing. I'm going to unscrew it and see if we can access the charging. Ha! It's got a return spring. That's cool. It keeps it open. How awesome. Okay, we can see some lubrication in there. I mean, that's to be expected because, you know, it's a twisty thing. But it's got an O-ring, and that's where it gets its waterproof rating as well, so that no water can seep into the slot. That's where the main, I guess, what do you call that? The main chip, the main PCB board is. Micro USB slot. And I think that's a charging indicator. You know what? Let's just plug it in and see how this works. So I've got my USB cable here. I'm just gonna pull out the covers or protectors, and then I've got a standard power bank. So yeah, I'm gonna try charging it with a power bank and then connect the other end to the light itself. And there we go guys, it's turned red. You should be able to see it, right? Yeah, so that's charging. Yeah, red is charging and green is completed. So yeah, let me just continue charging this after this video. I want to tell you guys more about this thing, so let's check it out even further. In order to close it up, just push it back in and then screw it back in place. So for the SOP, you want to turn it on by tightening it in the clockwise direction, and you should get the 5 lumens mode right there. It's a nice illumination. And then if you tighten it all the way, you're going to hit the 150 lumens mode, which is... What? That is bright. That's bright. That's bright. Okay, you know what? I'm not in pitch black darkness, but I'm going to turn off these lights, and then using just the flashlight and see how well it illuminates this whole area here. And just as a benchmark, I'm going to switch off these lights so that you guys can see, and I'm going to turn it on again. So this is the all white lights, and this is the warm lights, and this is the mixture. So this is the kind of light settings that I use generally. So I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to use the Olight now, and then turn it on to the 5 lumens mode. It's pretty good. You can see my hand there. You can see the USB cable right there. Pretty good. I should say that in a real life setting, this is of course a lot brighter than what appears on camera. Now I'm going to turn it on to the 150 lumens mode. What? Okay, this is so bright for such a small little light. That's crazy. Okay, you know what? I'm going to turn on the lights again. With the Olight still on, and I'm going to be shining it down right here, and then turn off the lights. That's pretty sick. Do the same thing with the 150 lumens. What? Okay, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. For such a small thing, this is quite cool. So you know what guys, I think the best way to talk about this thing and the most fair way to talk about it is to put it on my EDC. You know, whether it's going to be on a keychain or something, just as long as I carry it with me. And then take it outside. Like when I go for maybe a grocery run, or if I go buy food or something, and then I walk past the park, which is generally a bit darker, then I could show it to you guys, right? So I think I'll do just that. And in the meantime, I want to tell you guys about some of the features of this little pocket flashlight. So the first thing I want to highlight is that this thing can be fully charged in 75 minutes, and you could do that through the micro USB charging port. And the coolest thing you guys saw, you don't even have to disassemble the light, just that. And I love this spring feature. It's quite cool. And this thing just weighs like a mere 13 grams. 13 grams, guys, get that. That's, if you want to count in ounces, that's 0.46 ounces. It's less than half an ounce. And in here is a 5-sided glowing CSP LED. Now, I'm no LED expert, but what I do know is that this 5-sided glowing CSP LED is going to deliver a soft, well-balanced, and wide beam. And the reason why it's going to be a wide beam is because there is a TIR reflector in there. And for the runtime, this thing can go up to 15 minutes on the 150 lumen setting, but a whopping 6 hours on the 5 lumen setting. To have this with you at any point of time, whether or not it's an emergency, 5 lumens is actually enough for you to illuminate the path to walk if it's in pitch darkness. 6 hours is pretty awesome for this size though, I gotta admit. So yeah, like I said just a couple of minutes ago, guys, I'm gonna go put this on my EDC and then carry it, because the only way to really experience this little keychain flashlight is to actually carry it on my EDC and have it with me. Put it through daily usage situations, and then I'll get back to you guys and tell you all what I really think. But I gotta say that first impressions is that this thing is really small. It's it's way smaller than I thought, and to be able to put out 150 lumens for 15 minutes straight, that's pretty crazy. Alright, I'll catch all of you in the next part. The time is 1 AM at night, and I'm just taking a random stroll from my place to the supermarket. And the reason why I'm doing that is because my brother and I had supper and we found out that we ran out of dishwashing detergent. So I'm just heading down to the supermarket to pick up some so that we can wash the dishes and not leave it out overnight, because that's kind of disgusting. And it looks like the path ahead of me is quite dark, so I have actually the I1R 2 on me, and it's on my key bar. So that's pretty awesome. You can see the little Tritium Lantern here, and then I have that flashlight here. So small, so convenient. Just thought it'd be an opportune moment to kind of test out the illumination capability. So here we go. This is kind of dark. Let's see, I'm going to turn on to 5 lumens. 5 lumens, there we go. Oh, that's not bad. Could illuminate the grass here, the path ahead of me. Of course, it looks a lot brighter in person, but to have this is pretty good. And then I'm going to turn it all the way up to 150 lumens. Here we go. There we go. Oh, that's really bright. See the difference? That's crazy. I mean, just check out the path behind me, okay? Without the light, that's that. With the light, I mean, okay, this is really cool. I'm gonna turn it to 5 lumens and then help to illuminate my face. There we go. So that's my face being lit up with 5 lumens at 1 AM at night. Like I said, man, 5 lumens is really good enough to illuminate the path in front of you. Anyway, we're heading to where light is, and the supermarket is just right there. And we are done with the demonstration. I think it is actually pretty good, pretty useful, and super convenient to have on you. Like I said, it's on my key bar. Small little thing here. Like it a lot. Alright, that's it for the demonstration at night. It really works, and I'm really surprised at the performance of it. I'll catch y'all back in the room. I am back, everyone, after having this little guy on my EDC for the past week. It's still on my key bar, and yeah, because I've been carrying light, especially lately, I leave the house with this key bar whenever I have to make a quick grocery store run or just head out somewhere nearby to buy some food. And I gotta say that this is so light and so convenient that I don't even feel it on my key bar at all. So I'm just gonna take this off the key bar so that I could talk to you about this a little bit easier. There we go. Leave the key bar here because I will refer to it in a little bit. So yes guys, like I said, it has been on my EDC for the past week, and you guys saw the use case scenario of when I had to go out late at night. Yes, I shamefully have to admit that we ran out of dishwashing detergent in the middle of the night because we had pizza and we didn't want the leftover cheese and stuff to fester overnight. Thank goodness for 24-hour Sheng Siong, right? Even during this whole entire pandemic situation. And there are some extra things that I want to point out to you guys. There is a marking here in case you're not used to which way you're supposed to kind of tighten this thing. It's an off direction and a low high direction, so just twist it this way to turn it on, and then all the way to make it up to 150 lumens, and then you turn it in the direction of the arrow that's pointing towards off to turn it off. It's really that simple. I do, however, want to point out something really small when it comes to charging, and that is that this USB slot may be a little bit iffy when you're trying to plug the micro USB in. So what I mean is that when you connect it just like this, the head of the USB connector might be in the way of the shell. So what you want to do is just make sure that you kind of shift the upper half of the flashlight out of the way a little bit, and then you can push the USB connector all the way in. It should be sitting like that, completely flush, right? With this part, the lip here, just touching the top of the USB connector just by a bit. That's something that I didn't point out in the earlier part of the first impressions section of this video, but I'm here to let you know. Also, the charging indicator does turn green when it's fully charged. And last but not least, I gotta tell you guys, this thing really lives up to its waterproof name. I tried it out, and it really works. I'm really surprised. So all in all, I gotta say that this I1R2 EOS is really convenient, and it is a pretty compelling mini-sized flashlight. I should call it a nano-sized flashlight because it's so small, right? It's really a compelling option to have. If you don't have a flashlight, maybe it's something that you could consider. Like what I did, just put it on with my keys. It's really a no-brainer, and it's really convenient to have. And you're probably thinking like, you know, I have my mobile phone with me all the time. I don't really need a flashlight because I could use a light on my mobile phone. And while that may be true, this thing fires out 150 lumens. You guys saw how it illuminated the path. So I'm thinking in a use case scenario at night, if you drop something really small, you need a stronger, brighter light. This would be on your keys. So with your phone and your keys, you're always gonna have a light for any kind of situation, because this thing on a full charge can last 15 minutes for that 150 lumens output. I think this is really a good option to consider. Last but not least, why did I put it with this key bar? I actually have a Tritium Lantern here. Shoutouts to RP Innovations because I bought this off them. It is the Cross Tritium Lantern, and you guys know I like my Tritium Lanterns or markers for those more important pieces of EDC items that I have, like for example my other set of key bars or a little EDC pouch. I have different Tritium Lanterns on them with different trit configurations to identify them when they're in the dark. So this one here is in the cross configuration, and it is in the full green tritium glow. So this is easily identifiable in the dark. And then I have the flashlight here. Why? Because I want to be able to identify where my light is if I'm ever caught in a situation where it's completely dark. So all I have to do is just look for this trit glow in the cross configuration, and I know that I have my flashlight with me. Then I could easily just turn this on and illuminate the room. That simple. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking all the way throughout and sharing in this slice of my life, and I hope that you found this video interesting and informative. This, once again, everyone, is the Olight I1R2 EOS in the Desert Tan colorway. And if you like the content that I'm putting out here on the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you do subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell to be notified of any new uploads that I put out. I also run a Patreon page. I'll put a link up here to that in case you want to go check it out. And if you do become a patron of mine, thank you so much in advance. It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna wrap this video up now. Once again, a huge shout out to Olight for sending this to me. I think it's a really, really awesome product and a really compelling choice to anyone who's looking for a small or mini size or even a nano sized flashlight to add to your EDC. Consider this. I will catch all of you in the next slice of my life. Until then everyone, gaga boost.